A few weeks ago, I made a video whereby I broke down my journey literally from scratch all the way up to me being able to get my first trading breakthrough. And I saw a lot of people actually fell in love with that video. But not only just that, I had a lot of comments that came to me and mentioned to me that they really would like to see a part 2. So in today's video, I am going to be walking you guys my journey in terms of me being able to just experience that breakthrough in the markets. And with this, it's super transparent because I'm starting all the way back from 2017 when I literally placed my first trades in the market, all the way up to me being able to just get my breakthrough, purchasing maybe my first car, purchasing my second, my third, and being able to just experience a life of true profitability. But on the previous video, we actually looked at me going all the way from literally placing the first trade up until like the year 2018, which is from 2017 to 2018, getting that initial breakthrough. So now on today's video, we are going to be looking at what actually went on throughout the year 2018. And the purpose of this video is to not just tell you about me, but is to also show you that what I've been through, maybe you are going through, but at the same time is to help you understand what does a breakthrough actually look like. Because there's times whereby you're going through a tough time or you're going through a tough phase, and then you don't really know or understand that breakthrough is just on the other side. And I've seen a lot of people that said thank you because they were at the verge of giving up, but once they saw that video that I've created, that actually gave them a bit more hope for them to be able to just hustle and continue to go forward in terms of on their trading journey. So what I have here is that I am going to be keeping this as transparent as possible. I will just be walking you guys through my images, and then the advantages about it is that I even get to show you the dates so that you can simply see that everything that I'm saying is 100% legit, and maybe you can be able to just be inspired by the journey. But I want you guys to be able to simply see during the month of May, this was on the 15th of May 2018, this was me in the hood. I was taking a walk in the hood, and I'm not too sure where I was going here, but this was one of the days whereby I'd literally just walk, jump in taxis. This is just you being able to see that it has never always been an amazing journey on our side, but there were times whereby obviously we would jump into taxis. So I know how taxis work, I know how taxi fares work, and I understand. I've seen myself jump in a taxi all the way up from it being 12 rands, 14 rand, 16 rand, so people were complaining, but I was just cool with it because at the end of the day, I knew that I was going somewhere. So I remember right here is when I actually started taking even my company Forex Chasers serious, because right here is when I started diving a bit more into education, me being able to understand and learn that it's not only just about being able to make profits from the markets, but it's also more on about being able to educate and also be taught. Because what I done is that I became a student of the market, and at the same time I started teaching the people that were close to me, because anyways people were able to see some of the changes that I was making, meaning that I'd be able to change shoes, I'd be able to change outfits, I'd be able to just walk a bit more different in the hood. And I was always just out going somewhere, but not going somewhere in terms of going to have fun, but I was always like busy trying to do stuff, because I'd either go to the bank, try to see what I can do, or either just go try to see how I can push business. But I was always just on the move in terms of being able to better myself. And during this time, I remember very well, I was also trying to just be involved in anything. So basically I was taking the profits that I was making from the markets, and I was able to just try to invest it in different types of things, because I was just scared of giving it all back to the markets. This is on the 8th of June, this is back home. This is actually how the situation has always been in terms of every single day. This is what I'd wake up to. PC here, you can see even this PC at some point it stopped working, it was not working anymore, and you can just see even the living condition just back there. It's for you to be able to just see and understand where exactly does this guy come from. And one of the big breaks actually happened for me on the 10th of June 2018. So that's when I started noticing that I am officially a dad, and one of the best things that I can do right now is to go more harder, because it's either I had two options. I'm gonna run away and not basically take responsibility and act as if I'm not part of it, or I'm gonna actually take responsibility and play my part in terms of showing up, because here I am, I made a baby be here on earth, so I have to own up and be responsible. And truly speaking, one of the things about me being a dad is that it basically started teaching me on being able to see the long term. Because with me overall, one thing that I was seeing is I was just focused more on what I can do for the week or for the month and so on. But when I started realizing that I'm a dad, that's when now I started opening up my mind in terms of what exactly do I need to do in the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, all the way up till my daughters can be able to say this is what my dad has done for us. So we started hustling. You can simply see on the 11th of June we were looking at the markets, and I always preach about trading plans and trading templates. This is when I actually started taking my trading plan serious, because you can simply see right here the 11th of June 2018, This is me writing down my trades, symbol that I traded, the date that I was looking at, the date that I opened this trade, and basically just giving down everything about my specific trade. And right here you can see I was actually looking at the market. Plus as well, if you look at the PC that's closed by, I was learning as well. So I was trying to take in as much information as possible, and at the same time I was trying to do this the most rightest way, because like I did say, the day before on this day I just realized that I am a dad. It's official. So now it means that the thing that I was doing in terms of gambling, trying to just grow my account, like taking $1 to all these, I noticed that that's not gonna work, because that's not gonna sustain me. But the most guaranteed way close to success for me was me being able to have a legit trading plan and being able to just follow through with it. So at least whenever they say that they need this for my daughters and them, I can be able to show up. And I remember very well, you can simply see the next day after me being able to just go through my trading plans and stuff, this is when I started holding my daughter, being able to just have her be in my arms. And that really touched me, that, because when I was looking at her, her eyes were closed, and this is a person, a full human being that came here on earth, and she was fully 100% dependent on me, meaning that whether she eats or she starves, it was all on me. Whether she becomes successful or she doesn't become, it's all on me. Whether she's disciplined or she's not, it's all on me. So I sat down and then I looked at her in the eyes and I told her that, you know what, currently I'm involved in the streets, nothing much is really going on, but I'm trying to actually make it out. But you know what, I made a promise to her and myself that regardless, no matter what, I am going to be a better father, which means that I'm completely deciding that I'm leaving the streets. I'm completely deciding that anything that has to do with illegal types of money, like all those things, I'm leaving it 100%. But instead, I'm going to be a better person. I'm going to be able to just provide for her. And there'll never be a time where she's going to sleep hungry, just like the same way that I did, just because of the fact that I'm the one that brought her here, so she's 100% my responsibility. You can see I even have this, I think on the 12th, I just put a status right here, and I was like, a lot has changed in a few months. Got me thinking on how blessed a young boy can be. All I did was think and pray. We are just 6 months more away from a totally different line. Screenshot this and remind me a few months down the line. So I made it clear to my people that I've made this commitment. I didn't back out. I didn't be scared. But instead I was like, you know what? I don't know what the future has for me, but I promise and I can guarantee you that 6 months from now, I won't be the same person, and I'm definitely going to be a different person. And one of the first things that I also done is that a few days later, it became my mom's birthday. So I didn't really know what to do. I didn't have much at the time. And I've always been a person that wants to do a lot for my mom. So this was one of the best moments for me, because I was able to just, at first, I looked at her, I told her that, you know what, I believe that I'm going to be someone. I believe that I'm going to do things for you, for my daughters and everyone. But for now, since I haven't got much going on, the one thing that you can do for me is, here, just go this. And I gave her this beautiful gift. I got a beautiful watch, because I'm a person that loves watches. I got a beautiful watch, and as well I got a t-shirt just so she can be able to represent. And you can simply see that she was so excited, she was so grateful. And it's funny because this was literally 2018, one of the gifts that I got her for her birthday. But just last year, I am gonna get to it, but just last year when I was able to gift her with a brand new car. So that's just some of the differences of having faith and believing. But I just want you to see where we come from, so that you are able to also understand that it's not just about where we are right now, it's about where we come from, but also where we are more likely going. You can simply see we started hustling, we started getting in the markets once more, going a bit more deeper. Started off now with only $194. You can see what my account on the 19th of June, $194, because now I used all the money that I had in terms of being able to, my baby just got delivered, so I used money in terms of getting her things that I needed. Babies when they're newborns, there's things that I needed. Also being able to just supply wherever it was needed, plus also being able to be there for my mom in terms of her birthday and stuff. So now I was basically running out of cash. I had to start from scratch once more from the beginning, and the only thing that I had to my name at this time was $194. Literally, there's no other income stream, no other income source, just only $194. And that is when I actually decided that, you know what, let me go a bit more in. And then I took this trade on Euro USD. You can simply see this is on the 19th of June, and I was able to just close to double my account at this time. So one of the things I remember very well, that now I was cornered, I also, because I was just trading under pressure, I only had one income stream, which is trading. Plus as well, now my life started being real in terms of there's a lot of things that I needed to do in order for me to be able to just get to the next milestone. And I just didn't know what to do besides what I knew previously in my old life, which is maybe selling weed, just doing some illegal stuff. But the one thing that I wanted to do now was legit things, legal things, and being able to just make money in the rightest way, because of the fact that I already had some entrepreneurship journey in terms of when I was still in primary school. I used to sell sweets. When I was in high school, we also used to sell sweets, and then it came a time whereby now I became a bit more different, and the streets took over me, which is when I started, selling weed and all those things. But then that changed, because now I didn't want my daughter to be able to see me as the person that, got her food by doing that. So automatically now I had to come up with ways of, being able to make more money, because just with trading, yes, I was a bit, just making some few money here and there, but I just didn't like the fact that it was uncertain. It's not like I knew what I was going to eat that night. It's not like I knew what my month is looking like in terms of how much I'm going to make. So you can simply see here, I went to town. This was July on the 12th. I made some caps, and in my head, I was believing and thinking that I'm going to sell these caps and I'm going to make a lot of money. So one of the things that kept me going is, I remember very well, just on this day, 19th of July, you can simply see I started even going more deep in terms of having faith. Set your goals high and don't stop till you get there, because at this level I knew that I wanted more out of life. I knew that I wanted to achieve a lot of things in terms of out of life, but I just didn't know how to get there. So I was like, you know what, let me just set my goals high, and then I won't stop up until I make it there. And we started hustling a bit more. You can simply see right here was my daughter when she was a few, like maybe 10, 19, 15 days old, and you can simply see here I also made a merchandise in order for her to be able to understand and believe that it doesn't just end here. There's still more to come, but in the terms of in the future, it won't just be merchandise. It'll be a lot of beautiful things that are going to be in the way for just not her, even our nieces, nephews, everyone that's going to be coming up in the future. So with me now at this time, one thing that you can spot is that here everyone had merchandise except for me, because money was tight, money was low, but I was the only one that was like, I was giving out family and stuff, because I was trying to just also gain their support in terms of on my house. So you can simply see even here in the rooms that I was in, I once made a YouTube video just on that computer there at the back, and you can see this is just the situation that I'll be in. Every single opportunity that I get, I would always try to just capitalize and be able to just take advantage of that. So one thing that I done as well is that I took a big gamble with my life. You can simply see on the 27th of July, what I done is that I went back home where I grew up, which is in Limpopo. And then what I done is that I decided I'm gonna go to the mall that is there, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take my merchandise, which is clothing that I had, which is as well things such as like cabs, and then I partnered up with a few friends of mine, and then I was like, you know what I'm gonna do at this time is that I'll be able to create a thing whereby people are gonna be able to just buy from us, whether it's merchandise. And as well, I even had here like a mentorship type of a thing whereby I was like affordable 3 months course, one-on-one mentorship, digital lessons, and all those things. And I was like, you know what, this day is gonna be big. I was excited because I went all in. I think at that time I had my last 12,000 rands in terms of on money in my trading account. I only had those few $100s, but like I did say, I wanted to have more money in terms of income streams. I wanted to have much more income streams from merchandise, from maybe courses, from whatever, just so I don't have to do illegal things in terms of selling weed or thinking about ways that I can rob it. And like at this time, responsibilities became a bit more high, because also it's not just about, I had other responsibilities as well that were looking at me. So I really needed money. So I needed money from all angles. And you know how it is when you are trading in the markets with the mindset of I need money right now, you are going to lose money. So I started seeing myself do that. So that's why I wanted now to divest into being able to create more incomes. And as well, I wanted to put Forex chasers out there, because I highly believed in the company. I believed in what we can be, and I believed in the mission that we came up with, which is to be able to just create a nation full of leaders, just so those leaders can be able to empower other people, create jobs as well for other people. Because just with me, I can create jobs for as much people. But if you can be able to become a leader from us, you will be able to also create jobs for other people as well. So that's the whole point of Forex Chasers. And I just wanted to get the message out there, because I believed that we had something amazing going on. And what's funny is that on this day, I took the 12,000, I borrowed my dad's car, which is like, it was a buggy, old Toyota Hilux. I borrowed his car. Then I drove with these banners, merchandise. I drove back home. I even booked out the spot. I think it was like 1,000 a day or something like that. I took my last money, I invested it on this, and I was calculating, because I was like, all the 12K that I had, first of all, I had to put gas in my dad's car, which was like 2 point something. I spent money on this thing in terms of just booking out this venue, which was like over 1,000, 2,000. Plus as well, I had to get merchandise. Plus as well, I had to get food for everyone that was here. I'm not sure if I paid them and stuff. Plus as well, I just had everything. So truly speaking, when I looked at it, I spent, and this was for 2 days, I spent over 12K, but not one single person bought a course. We didn't sell anything. And on top of that, I think only like maybe 2-3 shirts were sold, and a shirt was going for 200 rands. So basically in total I made like 600 rands from this, but not profits, that's just negatives, because I spent 12,000 for this. And I remember when I was driving back home, I'm from Limpopo, because this is in Limpopo, and I was driving back home to Pretoria, where I was currently staying in the hood. And it was so tough. It was so tough. And I was thinking to myself, what am I gonna do? I just brought a baby here on earth, and now I took all my last. I'm stupid. Why am I trying to do this? This company, like, it's a joke. Why am I trying to help people? Why can't I just lock myself up and do this thing by myself? And I even parked on the side of the road while driving back home, because I just didn't know what to say to even when I get home, in terms of to my dad and everyone. And I just started crying, and that hurt me a bit, because I felt like I was trying to do something amazing, which is, to create something that's going to help people. But at the same time, I felt like I used all my money that I could have used it on my kid and all those things, in terms of being able to, grow them, and maybe even just fund that money and trade. But at the same time, I didn't get any return on investment on it. So I was so much in pain. Truly speaking, the hustle never stopped, because right now I was down bad. I was very bad. But the only thing that now I had was, like, the skill, being able to focus on the markets once again, because I didn't have any more money, my things were low. And the best options that I had was being able to just trade my way up out of poverty. So I started looking at the markets once more. Here I was trading AUD CAD, and I was basically just trying to master and study the charts. And on the 16th of August, this is when something started changing for me. I came across being able to have goals, being able to understand how goals work, being able to just write certain things down and work towards it. Because at first I never really had goals. No one taught me about goals. I never knew how they work. And here you can simply see, this is me when I started being able to understand the power of affirmations, the power of writing goals down, the power of just me being able to understand what it is that I need to do on a day-to-day basis. And right here you can simply see, here I started having daily plans. So I knew that on a day I need to work out, and I never had equipment, so I'll just jog around the block. I even started knowing that I need to meditate, I need to affirm. And as well, there were things that I had to dive a bit more deeper into learning, such as the flag pattern, because here you can simply see I had the flag pattern that I needed to understand. Plus as well, I noticed that I was taking a lot of time trying to teach people, because people would call me and I'd go to their homes trying to teach them how to trade and all those things, even though they were not paying me. Mind you, they were not paying me, these people. So it took a lot of my time and also my money. So what I done is that I was like, maybe I need to record lessons, put them somewhere, and then these people will be able to just access it. So even on this day, I remember I had to put that down. Plus as well, during this time I was still reading a book, which is the Trading Coach. So I even had goals of being able to read down my book on the specific day. And at this time, I remember mind you, I did mention with the last money that we made on the previous video where we spoke about my journey, I mentioned that I was able to also get into a mentorship program. So now I was even going as deep as being able to watch videos and learning, because at this time I had nothing but myself. So the only thing that I had to do was learn, grow, develop, and all that. Truly speaking, anything else was out of reach for me. So I only had to connect with myself. And I started even believing more, in terms of now started writing things down, like I achieved my goals with laser focus. So now, because of goals, I was able to even, you can simply see this was on the 17th of August, I was able to have some cars down here, which is like Ferraris, A45s, in terms of me just being able, because in the goals were saying that you need to see it and you need to be able to believe that you'd have it. So that's one thing that I started doing. And every single day I remember I'd look at these pictures and be like, can I really have this? But who am I to even want this? Is it possible? And all those things. But I just had it, and I just believed that somehow I can do it. But I just didn't know how, because everything at the time was just blocked out. I remember very well that on the 26th of August, I was trying to raise a baby. And at the same time, her mother was not even here, because she had to be in school far away from different provinces. So it was more of a thing whereby I'd spend more time with the kid. It was tough, because we also had help from her family. So I'd always show up here and there, have to come, with milk, with this, with all that, and I'll spend time. So I was trying to raise a baby, try to raise a business, plus as well trying to just gather my life together, because my things were 100% low at this moment. And because of the fact that I was now looking at the markets, I was slowly growing my account. I was trading on it. You can simply see this on the 6th of September, just before my birthday, and I looked at this beautiful Euro USD trade that looked so nice, so amazing. And basically what I done is that I took advantage of it, sold it somewhere here. Just after selling it, you can simply see that my account went all the way. Now remember, the account has slowly kept on growing it bit by bit, because it took me like maybe 2 months to even get to $1,400. because I also had to withdraw now and then on this trade just on its own, because of I was back testing, I was mastering my trades, I was writing things down, I was journaling, I was believing goals and stuff. I was able to make close to $1,000 in a single day just from Euro USD. And then I came across this quote that said that by Denzel Washington, it doesn't matter if you flip burgers, bricks or houses, just don't sit on your ass all day flipping channels. This was one of the things that actually changed my life, because of I knew that I shouldn't consume much, but I should rather be able to just do something with my life. So I started going more harder and started going more deeper. So right here was on the 9th of September. You can simply see this was my current situation day in, day out. You can see right here I had my notepad in terms of the trading journal that I was using at this time. Plus as well, right here was the charts that I was looking at every single day, and here was my laptop. So the only thing that I could do at this time was literally just study the markets, journal things down, hustle my way through, because truly speaking, no one was there for me, and there's no one. Couldn't just send the person a message on DM and then they give me money, or I couldn't just ask someone to just build me out, but I had to be 100% responsible. And I remember very well when I took this picture, I was like, one day things are going to be different for me. So it's very important of me to be able to just continue keeping track of this journey, just so one day when I'm able to tell someone something, they don't just say I'm joking or I'm lying or whatever the case is. And truly speaking, like I did mention that I was also, in terms of being a newborn dad, so I was still hustling while at the same time trying to just get my things up. So right, you can simply see I was chilling, staring at the markets with my daughter. At this time it was the 11th of September. She was just a few days old during this time, like maybe 2 months old, I mean. And then I was here, if you can look properly right here on my the paper that's here at the bottom, this was my back testing spreadsheet. You can see I was writing it down, guys. A lot of people currently, I noticed that you guys say that you are hustling, you guys say that you're trying to do things, but you don't want it as bad. You're not doing things as bad as we were doing it. I mean, you only take a few trades and then you feel like you need money in order for you to be able to fund your account. You can simply see I was writing down numbers here. I was writing down where I entered, how much I made, how much I lost, what trade did I take, what pattern was it. I was writing like at least 100 trades on each and every currency pair. And here you can see this is also me looking at the markets, and I was just going more deep, because I was 100% dedicated into making it work. Because right now, I did mention my daughter was looking at me saying that you brought me here on earth, so what is it that you're going to do with my life? Things started changing a bit because of right here. You can simply see on the 20th, this is my birthday. I didn't have much, there's not much to be done, because anyways, I was still hustling, I was trying to get my coins up. It was my birthday, but I just got myself a journal. See how important I took this down. I got myself my journal for my birthday, because my things were down bad, and this was like more of a workstation for me, and this is the only thing I could be able to just congratulate myself with at this time. This thing of buying a car for my birthday or doing this, guys, that doesn't really happen on the hustling process. And I remember very well right here at this time, there was even a mentorship that I was part of. This was on the 26th, 6 days after my birthday, and I was in a mentorship program. You can simply see right here, I was watching the models, I was literally just noting things down, and I was just laying. This is my room, it's as big as this, guys. You can see these are my legs, this is my bed, this is just my table on the corner, this is my TV, this is my PC, and I was literally learning, because the only way forward out of a tough situation is you need to learn. Because totally speaking, right now where you are is because of something that you've done, but in order for you to be able to be outside of that situation, you don't know something. If you are able to know something, you'd be able to know how to be out. But a lot of you guys don't want to put in the work in terms of learning. So this is me. I was 100% learning. I would learn from everything. I would learn from YouTube videos. I would buy mentorship programs. I would literally buy courses that I could find that were affordable for me at that time. There was just a lot of resources that I needed to get, because of I really needed to see a change in my life. And right here, this was on the 2nd of September. I remember very well, we were trading everything: GBP, JPY, Euro, JPY, USD, ZAR. At this time was one of the days where we were able to at least also see some profits here, because you can simply see we made over $557. I wouldn't say it's a day, but it's just profits that we're holding on, because at this time I would scalp in terms of entering, but as well I'd be able to just swing my trade, so it gives me more. I got inspired by this quote that said, like, you need to believe it, because I remember even Ed Sheeran was like, give me a few years, I've got big plans. And I saw this picture of him just singing in the streets with a guitar, no one really paying attention, and him just a few years with hundreds of thousands, in fact close to millions of people right here appreciating his talent. And I was like, you know what, this is me, I highly believe it. Give me just a few years, I've got something big planned out. And one thing as well, I remember this day very perfect, because what would happen is that my mom normally on holidays should come visit, because she's an educator. So on holidays she'd come visit back in the hood, and then from Limpopo, and then whenever she comes, that's the only time I get to eat proper, because obviously, mothers, they make food for you, 1, 2, 3, and all that. But this was the day when they were going back, and I was so scared because of she took care of me those few days, because my mom is the type of person, if she comes and then she sees, oh, you say you're trading, but there's no food, there's no water, your things are low, 1, 2, 3. You know how mothers are. She'll just take a credit card, whatever her last money, try to buy you maybe a young Ginyana, or whatever the case is. And at least like you'd always see if my mom came, because you'd see something, like you'd see maybe I'm eating, or maybe you'd see that I've got a new gene, or whatever the case is. But this day I remember very well, I even hugged her, I looked her in the eyes, and I was like, you know what, I don't like the fact that my life is not stable, because I make some money, I lose, I make some money. But next time when you pull through, things are going to be different. And I normally, what I'll do is that I'll drive her to town, and then when I get to town, this is just near Church Square in Pretoria, and then when she turns in terms of going to Limpopo's direction, I'll jump off, and then I'll jump in the taxi, and then I'll go back home, you understand? So I'd basically accompany them out. And this is one of those days where I was like, Mom, when you come back next time, I really believe that things are going to be different. I don't know how, but they should be. So we started hustling. I started learning different types of things. You can simply see, that's why I say that I've traded many strategies. I've traded Gatleys, bad patterns, everything. Then I was testing out new strategies here. I was trying to see what works here. You can simply see, even here, I was like just trying to see what actually is. I was mixing up strategies. This was a bad pattern mixed up with like normal pattern strategies. So I was just trying so many things in terms of being able to get that breakthrough. And right here I can see one of the trades that actually gave us just a young breakthrough, which was AUDJPY at this time, because of testing strategies, because of believing and trying to just put in work. Notice we took a sell on this, and then the market, I was just trying to follow through what I was learning at this time, and then price was now moving in the right direction. And what's funny is that some of these trades, I was not even taking them, I was just back testing, I was mastering, because there were times where I would make money, I would lose it, I would make it, I would lose it. So things were a bit more tough for me. So sometimes I would see these trades, but I wouldn't really take it because I didn't want to just take any trades that I see in the markets and risk the last money that I had. And you can see this is just me putting in the work, hustling, going all in, believing in the vision, believing in myself, looking at the markets here. Right here you can see I'm learning the markets. Right here I even had books that I was learning from. And I remember very well just seeing this car, it touched me, because of, is there such a car on earth, like in terms of a beautiful car like this? It seems impossible, because yellow caliber, nice revs, super tinted out, nice color, which is another gray. This is actually a beautiful car. So these were the things that actually kept us going during this time. Started putting in the work here. You can simply see this was on the 6th of November. Started focusing a bit more on charts, and I started leaving too much on profits, how much I'm making, all that, because I noticed that the money is not on MetaTrader. The money is actually on chart work, like let's say TradingView, in terms of being able to, once you get that chart right, no matter how much money you have on MetaTrader, you'll be able to grow it and basically be able to do well. So I stopped focusing more on being 100% on MetaTrader, and I started now focusing being on TradingView, because on TradingView is where you are able to put your strategy, test if it works. On MetaTrader is where to actually make the profits that you are testing on TradingView. So I wanted to just get this right, because I knew that somewhere I needed to get my break. So at this time, these were the types of trades that would be able to spot. You can simply see I was also a fan of USD MXN, which is on the 8th of November. So what changed actually for me was reducing my risk and being able to increase my reward, because with this I was able to just make sure that my risk is always kept at small pips, but my reward is much more huger, much more bigger. And here you can simply see with us, we caught this beautiful USD MXN trade, and price was just shooting up. This is one of those breaks that we actually even got. And I came across this quote that actually touched me, which is, you've got to find the balance between having fun and having fun. Sometimes you've got to miss out to stack up, because at this time I saw my peers were going out having fun. It was on weekends. I wouldn't go out, I wouldn't drink, I would literally just lock myself up in the room, being able to just figure this thing out. So it touched me, because at some point I wanted to go out, because I felt like, no, I really deserve to spoil myself. But I was like, no, I don't have that, because I just have a baby, I have everything that's looking at me with responsibilities. So there's no time to have fun. Basically, it's just more on me being able to prioritize what's important, on which fun was not important, but being able to have fun was important, because that's the only thing that I needed in terms of being able to get that breakthrough outside of the hood. So with that being said, we started hustling even more. You can simply see here the next on the 9th of November, we were looking at learning one good trade. I was just learning so many things, because the only thing that I wanted, like a lot of people now gonna ask me, what course is the one that changed your life, or which mentorship or what book? It's not one thing. I took so many courses, I watched so many YouTube videos, I read so many books. I understood so many strategies. Everything had to compound, guys. I've been trading for over 8 years, which means that it's never really one thing, because if it's one thing, it means that everything else is useless. And it's not like that. It's all the hard work in terms of understanding this book of One Good Trade, what it was telling me. I was reading the Trading Coach, I was reading Naked Forex, I was reading everything that you could put in my way. I was trying to buy every course that I could afford at the time, because also courses at the time were like $99, $200, $500, and I didn't have money. But the one thing that I done is that with my profits, because of it's either I can withdraw and go have fun, or it's either I can withdraw and buy courses. So I decided to withdraw and buy courses, whoever. So I bought many courses from many different types of people. It's not just one thing, it's many different things and many different types. Some courses didn't work, and some courses actually taught me something. Even the ones that didn't work, I learned that small thing that made some change somewhere, somehow. So at this time, I was learning different types of strategies. I was as well being able to just master. You can simply see on the 19th of November, guys, I was trying to just master the markets, try to see where the market is going and so on. So now when it came to the market, I was a bit more different. I was starting to become a beast because of looking at it. Here you can see I had this beautiful trade that I executed, super tight stop loss. Trades was just going up, and like I did say, I stopped focusing on MetaTrader in terms of making money and all, because I noticed that it's not about that. It's about the chart work, me learning, me understanding, me being able to be profitable in terms of understanding the markets in a way whereby having a skill that no one can ever take from me. Because when it comes to money in a trading account, that can, I can blow it and it's gone. But having a skill, no one can ever take that away from me. And just by taking a look at that simple trade that I was looking at right now, it went all the way up to hit take profits. So I was super excited because such trades were giving me things like 6%, 8%, all these numbers. And I was so excited because, mind you, I'm back testing, I'm writing it down. So everything that I'm doing from now on is documenting and journaling it down, because I went from just looking at how much I'm making to me wanting to be a profitable trader. So for me to be a profitable trader, it's not how much I made, it's how do I look at how profitable I am, which means I need to have a book down that tells me how profitable I am, which trades are giving me more profits, is it buying or is it selling, which instruments are giving me profits, am I good with holding, am I not good with holding, how I should manage my trades and so on. So I was trying to really master the markets in terms of looking at it with that type of an angle. And also you can simply see with the next trade that we got, which is USD JPY on the 60-minute time frame. We caught it literally at the break. It went up, nearly took us out, shot all the way down, literally went all the way down. I was so excited with the fact that now I'm starting to better understand the markets. Mind you, it's not about the meta trade in terms of how much I'm making. It's more about getting the right entries, getting the right trades. So now, because of I was learning so much, I was hustling, I was doing so many things, I decided now to basically just do my very first YouTube. You can see on the 28th, which is the 11th of December, here was my very first YouTube video, because I was like, what, okay, I'm happy, I'm confident, I've got like a skill that I can teach, because the last 6 months I was learning so much, I was putting in so much work in terms of learning. So now I know how this thing works. Instead of just making money, I know how this thing works. So I was like, you know what, but I believe one day I'm going to be something, so let me just rather document this down in terms of on YouTube. I never knew how YouTube works, but I just put this down. In fact, here I was trying to build something for my website. I didn't think this video would even go public, because I even put public by mistake, but this is just the first time that I even just started shooting that initial YouTube video. Mind you, I've been trading now for 2 years, so literally after 2 years is when I started saying that, you know what, I'm ready to go out there and tell people what I've been learning, what I've been doing. So now I started even pushing a bit more on YouTube in terms of being able to, on the 20th of September, I even made a video which is introduction to the Forex trading world, because I highly believe that with the knowledge that I've been learning, putting in so much work every single day, I was backtesting, I was learning about so many courses, I was just doing a lot of things that I knew that right now I was the right person for me to be able to give back in terms of information. But not just that, because I was not an expert yet, but because of in a way whereby I wanted to learn further. And I knew that the fact that I'm going to put myself out there, it means that I am forced to succeed, you understand? So that's just what I done. I took that step, that leap of faith. So when it came to the market, I was 100% dedicated. You can see on the 6th of January, we're looking at the market impulsively. We're trying to just understand, master, do all those things. This is just me every single day trying to just focus on the markets and try to be better from how the market actually works. So then I done something, because now I started believing in the skill that I have, but I just lacked the funds and everything. So I started now going to the dealership. Like you can see, this is on the 7th of January 2019. The first thing that I done was I went to the dealership and I was like, what? I believe that somewhere, somehow, I am going to succeed. I am going to get there. So I started like looking at cars. This is the first car that I saw, which was the Mercedes-Benz A45. And obviously I didn't have money at this time. I just had a few $1,000 here and there. It was in my trading account, and I never had any other income besides, me just trading. And I was just looking at cars because I literally went to dealership trying to just see what cars look like, what I'll get in the future and all that, basically trying to just inspire myself. When I got back home, we started hustling, we started putting in the work. You can see I was literally chopping Euro USD almost every single day, because of this is one of the pairs that actually changed my life. With the trade that I just showed you now with Euro USD, price started now moving upwards. We hit take profit. So now I was starting to be profitable, a profitable trader, because all the trades that I would take were literally just starting to move in the right direction. And normally I would say this is my top 6, but now this is the trades that I'd look at each and every single week. Euro USD, AUD JPY, Euro JPY, USD JPY, GBP USD, Euro CAD. This is what I was looking at every single night. You can see this is the 10th of January 2019, and I even uploaded, this was my second or third YouTube video, which now I'm teaching about goals. I was telling people in terms of, guys, this is how goals work. I just discovered this thing called goals. This thing is dope. This thing is amazing. Just check it out and all those things. So I was just trying to do whatever that I can in terms of being able to educate, put myself out there in terms of teaching people the right information. At the same time, even me grow my skill, because I knew that I could only reach as many people if I had done it physically. But because of now, I was no longer teaching people physically, because anyways, I didn't make money from it, and it always wasted my time and my money, because I had to go to people. Some people wouldn't show up because of anyways they did not pay for it. So it was a bit more tough. So with this, I felt like people can just access information for free, and I wanted to give back somehow, because I was learning a lot from the YouTube videos. So I also wanted to give back to people. So here, if you see something different about me, is that I went from literally just looking at the MetaTrader, but now studying and understanding how chart work, understanding the patterns and all those things, and I started focusing more on the charts. But at this time, it was not like my situation changed. I was still in the same situation. It's just that I was doing things a bit different. Like here you can see the USD JPY trade, it went down, and this is how I managed it. I executed here, but now I was starting to be profitable in terms of this trade. I locked in profits here, plus this one I locked in profits. So you see now these trades, not like they went against me and I hit a stop loss. I was actually profitable now, but I just didn't know that I'm profitable because I was not making that much money. So I remember this is on the 19th of January. This was more like what I would eat, bunny chow, which is a quarter back in the hood, maybe some dragon close by. This was like a hustler's meal. This food here was like what, 15 rands, 13 rands. The drink there was like 10 rands. This is what I would use every single day in terms of me being able to just go forward on my dreams. I remember at the time there was like a time whereby I had 3 members. One man actually just called me. He's like, hey man, look here, I actually want to be involved in what you're teaching, what you're doing. Please man, can you please just come up and teach me and my people? These are the ladies that work for me. Can you please just come and teach? And this was very tough for me, because I was at my lowest in terms of, I had the skill, I was so excited. I think he gave me like maybe somewhere around like 7,000 for me to teach him, and maybe like 3,000 for those 2 ladies. And then I think in total I was like 13,000. That was like the first time I actually made money from teaching someone, because everyone that I was teaching before was free. It was just friends, this and all that. But this was like actually someone that paid and said, I love how you trade, I love how you see the market, can you please come and teach me? And then on this day, it was the worst day of my life, because of just when I was going, the day before, I had my phone switched off, it didn't want to charge, and where I booked at, I didn't have addresses and everything. Plus as well, on the morning when I went to go book a bus ticket just so I can go to this location. When I was going there, the bus, my cards were blocked. I didn't know the password streets, so my phone is switched off, my cards are blocked, and I just sat there and I was asking myself, like, how is this happening? Like, how on earth? And it felt like, somehow I felt like if I don't show up, because those guys were already there and they paid for me to come and show them, I felt like I was gonna be more like a scam in terms of they paid and I didn't show up. So I was like, you know what, I don't know. And I started calling the banks, trying to just figure things out. They said, no, it can't work. And then eventually, what we done, I think I borrowed 300 rands for a bus ticket. And then I just got a bus ticket. I don't even know how I got that money. God is amazing. That's one of the days that I actually saw that God is really true. God is out there, because I jumped on a bus. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't have the location of where I was going. I just knew that I'm going to jump off at a place called Putadichava. And then my cards were blocked, and it's not like I had money. I only had like small money, and I just, when I got on the bus, when it was driving off, I was crying, in the bus. I was just crying, because I was like, is this my life? Am I just gonna have a skill that I can't really make money out of? Is this me? Am I always gonna try to teach people literally from the bottom of my heart when I'm not really getting anything back from it? So it really touched me, because I knew that what I was doing, I was very genuine, but it touched me because of I just didn't know when exactly am I gonna get that big break that I wanted. What's funny is that God is amazing. As soon as I landed there, I got out, I started walking around. I went to the garage station. I asked them, where's the bank? They told me where the nearest bank is. They said, run, because the bank is going to close in the next 15 minutes. I ran to the bank quick because obviously I can't get in anything. I don't have money. I didn't have money. When I say I didn't have money in a foreign place, I 100% mean it. I didn't even have 10 rands on me. Meaning that if the bank was closed, I was going to have to sleep outside of the bank up until the next day, so the bank opens and I can go in and basically ask them to fix my card. So fortunately, when I got there, God is amazing. I will never forget to say this, because when I got to the bank, they were closing the door and the security was like, he was closing the door, and then when I came with bags and stuff, then he opened for me, then he closed again, then he locked the door, and I was like, wow. He was literally locking, but he just opened for me and then he closed. Then I went in and they asked me what do I want, and I was like, no. I was so freaked out because I was like, ish. I was even speaking like, someone that wants to call. I was like, no, my cards, they're not working, 1 2 3. Then they unblocked it, they gave me new pins. I was happy. I went to an Indian store that was close by. I fixed my phone, and the guy was like, oh no, this is not something big, it's something small. You just need to, it was there was dirt in your charging point, so he just cleaned it up. He said it would only take like 5 minutes. He cleaned it up. He charged my phone for me. I put it on, and then I called that guy that actually booked that mentorship. I was like, hey, he's like, no, we're not even stressed. We're here waiting, we're eating. So I called where I booked, and I was like, guys, I don't know where you guys are, 1 2 3. And the owner of the place offered to come fetch me. It was an old white man. He offered to come fetch me, and he's like, okay, no, I'll come fetch you. Then he came, he picked me up. We went back to the place that I booked, and then I got there. And when I got there, I found the team members, they were already there, in fact, eating. I was hungry. I didn't even know how to say that I'm hungry, but he was like, no, come, have food and stuff. And then he got me food, and that felt amazing, because I received a lot of love, and I felt like my work is being appreciated. It just made me feel different in a certain way. And I remember very well, even me, when I was teaching them, I taught them passionately. Like, that was one of the days that actually changed my life, because anyways, it's not like a lot of things happen in terms of 100% a breakthrough, but it changed my life because it showed me how bad I really loved this. It showed me how bad I wanted to see a change in people's lives, and it also showed me how valuable I was becoming as a person. So right now we started hustling more. So after I've teach them, so what I'll do is that in the morning till maybe evening, I'll just teach them, walk them through, give them exercise and all those things, and then later on I'll sit down, and then I'll be able to basically understand what exactly I can do, you understand? Like how I can further myself, how I can grow. So obviously I was writing down goals, affirmations, and all those things, and you can simply see this is one of the values that I believed in: love, humanity, loyalty, self-superiority, family. But this eventually in the longer term it started changing, because it started being God, love, respect, loyalty, and trust, family. Those are the 5 that I started adjusting into, and now started going more deeper in the charts. I was like, now being able to catch profitable trades here and there, I was starting to look at the markets in a different way. So one thing that now I started doing, because of I didn't focus too much on the money, I started focusing more on who I'm becoming, teaching and helping people. I also started noticing people, like you can see this is one of the students that we had at the time, 2019. This guy was just like, man, it's amazing, because I remember how he even became part of the course, is that he didn't even spend money, he didn't pay for the course. He just told me, hey man, I really want to study this trading thing of yours, but I have an old PlayStation, and can I give you the PlayStation and then you teach me? And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, no problem. I'll sell it or probably something. So I took his PlayStation, he sent it to me via Korea and stuff. I took his PlayStation, and then in return, I taught him Forex trading for free, you understand? So like I did say, it was not about money anymore for me. It was just now about giving the skill. And obviously I just didn't want to do this thing for free, because even my mom would complain and say, this is taking my time, my attention, it wasted my energy. So obviously I needed to help people in a certain way. And you can see this guy was like, financial freedom is mentioned in the company, just free analysis, Forex is the future, you see. So I was not even charging, but he was already being able to get this big breakthrough. You can even see just by going back here, this is me, some of the trades that I was looking at, and as well, this is just the profits that I was making, $1.1 thousand without even charging or anything. So I dived a bit more deeper. I started focusing more on who I can become, what I can do, and the only thing that I had at this was the markets, the PC in front of me, laptops and everything, and I went hardest. I went more deeper. This was on the 17th of February 2019, and at this time it was even tough for me, because I remember people would always try to make fun of me, saying that, hey, you say you're a trader but you can't afford this, hey, you say you're a trader but you can't do this, hey, you say this but you can't do this. And it was just like, it was funny, because of yeah, it was true, I couldn't afford those things, I couldn't do that, it was a bit more tough for me and all those things. But I just believed, man. I believed, and you can simply see I was looking at my daughter in the eyes, trying to just show her that, baby, you know what, one day we are gonna eat. You can see the phone that I even had in my hand at this time. Those small phones. Obviously, I had a phone that I was trading with, but this was like more of a daily phone that I had, and the phone that I was even using, I don't even know whether it got stolen or whatever the case is, but I was just trying to hustle and be better at this time. And you can simply see my daughter was trying to feed me. I was trying to feed her. I looked at her in the eyes, and I just, at some point, you know, it was a bit more tough for me. And I remember just seeing this beautiful car by one of the guys that I used to click with back in the olden times, and I was like, damn, this is beautiful. Like, it's impossible for people to own this. How can I even get this? But because I had goals, because I believed it, I just somehow put it down and I worked towards it. And guess what, guys? Just after this is the first thing that I got right here on the 20th of March 2019. The very first breakthrough that I got was, congratulations, Lesiba Mothupi, you passed 100 subscribers. The first thing that I done is I passed 100 subscribers on YouTube. Guys, currently we're sitting at close to 300,000 subscribers, but this was me passing my first 100, not 100,000, no, 100 subscribers on the 20th of March. And guess what? Not only just that, I also got myself a Polo sedan. So with this, how I got it was I started hustling, speaking to my dad, asking him for him to take it via finance under his name, and I will pay him, because I was showing him how profitable I am in the trades, the money that I was making from the markets and all that. I was making maybe around 10K a month and all those numbers, but obviously I had responsibilities. So I wanted this car so that I can be able to drive Uber, and that is when my dad was able to go do it for me, and we got this. And yeah, man, this was, you know, one of the big things that I got on the 20th of March 2019. I remember very well. This was amazing. This was beautiful. I just didn't believe it. It was one of those moments that broke my heart, because this was amazing. And I remember very well just sharing to the team members, and you know, people just didn't believe it, and like, you know, people were just excited for me at this time, because of it was still unbelievable. And I remember this is my mom and my dad. You know, I walked up, you know, I approached them, you know, in town. This was in Kwacha Center, they were in Pretoria West, and I was like, yo, I was still young at this time. Obviously, I was like, what, 20 years old, so 21, maybe 21 years old, and things were getting a bit more different. You can even see the outfit that I was in, you know, maybe some jeans, you know, nice shoes, you know, nice t-shirt, you know, and I'm representing me. You can see that there's someone in this person, you know, because I was profitable, I was being able to teach. I just got 100 subscribers on YouTube, and I just, you know, here I am. I was starting to be a person that I was loving. And mind you, just a few months before this, I actually put the screenshot down of saying that, guys, please do take a screenshot of this. In the next 6 months, I am going to be someone. So this was just me being able to collect the car, and this was one of the best days of my life, because this actually opened up doors. But what most people don't know is that this car was not even for personal use, to be able to drive around, get girls and do that. No, this car was for Uber purposes. And this was me when I just landed now, because I was still staying at home. I was still in the hood, but this is what the situation would now look like, because I even put, like I did say, I had responsibilities now, because I have a car insurance and all that. I had to put this thing shelter nyana, you know, this is the car my dad had at the time, which is the one that he borrowed me to be able to go to that event that I wanted to hustle. So this was just like, you know, bit by bit, the situation was trying to change back home. So what I done is that I walked you guys through from the March of 2018 up until the March of 2019. But for now, I noticed that this video is gonna be long, because the story is just getting amazing. The story is just even touching me. I'm starting to just get goosebumps thinking about it, seeing everything unfold. But I want this to be a video for another day. All you have to do is to just comment below, say, yes, I need this video. Please make a video more like this, in terms of continuing sharing through your journey, showing us the hardest truth of what it actually takes to become profitable. Because I'm going to show you from here, literally after a few months is when I started making more money than ever in the markets. I started, you know, I bought an A45. I moved out of the crib that I was staying in. I got an office. You know, I done so many things. But if you want to see that, the one thing that you need to do is just comment, say, yes, I want to see that. And as we are now on the journey, you notice that we just hit 100 subscribers on the 20th, somewhere around those numbers of 2019, 100 subscribers. Now I'm on the journey to hitting 300,000 subscribers. So I would love it if you can kindly just subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, the very first link in the description is where you'd get access to our free Telegram group. You guys notice that I love giving out free information, free knowledge. So make sure that you also do join that free Telegram group. But for now, I'm done on this video. I will see you on the next YouTube video. Comment below. Let me know if you want to see more of my journey moving into what the year 2019 ended like, 2020, 2021, all the way till current, guys.